Hi guys, I'm Mike. I'm the owner of Astrophotography.com. I'm standing here today with my gear. This video is just an introduction to myself and what equipment I'm using. I'm getting prepared to go outside to view the stars and take some images to upload to my website later. So that's why I'm wrapped up quite warm, quite padded, and I've got this hoodie on. Shout out to Blast Kiteboarding because I got this from a holiday day. I went on with them. So yeah, Mark, thanks for that. It keeps me nice and warm. So moving on, what have I got here? This is my telescope and my setup. Okay, so basically I have my Skywatcher reflector Newtonian. Okay, it's a 10-inch f12 100mm and an f5 speed. Okay, f5s are quite important for photography because it's how fast the light gets into the scope and back out the eyepiece. Okay, so the slower the f, the harder it is to do the photography because you get more problems with it. Okay, so an f10, f16, etc. will be slower letting light in. Same with lenses on the camera. You get an f16 lens, it's going to be a lot slower, let less light in. So you need a higher ISO to get the same amount of light in as you would from an f1. Okay, I'm using an f2.8 on my camera at the moment, so it gives me quite a lot of light. Right, so that's my telescope. My camera I'm using is an EOS 550D. Okay, I've had it 2 years. It's been really good, really useful, and yeah, it does the job. Okay, you can get cameras that are modified with an infrared filter removed. Mine doesn't have that. Mine has still got the original fitting. Okay, infrared filters are designed to stop obviously infrared light coming in, but you don't want that when you've been doing nebulas because they let that light band, they emit that light band, and you want to grab that. And if it's being filtered out, you can't get it. So that's why you get cameras that have been modified for astrophotography. This mount here is an EQ mount. Okay, equatorial mount. This telescope came off a Dove Sobian. If you've viewed my last profile post, you will know what a Sobian, what a reflector and what a refractor actually are. Okay, so yeah, this was a Sobian with a wooden base, so like a turret, you move it around, you could aim it where you want to go, but had no tracking ability. You can get them with tracking ability now, but you still run into certain problems which I won't go into in this video. So I've taken it off, removed some of the accessories that we need to put it on the mount, and I've now mounted it to this NEQ6. This is quite an expensive EQ mount, but it takes the weight. Okay, and you get EQ1s, EQ2s, EQ5s, and it's an EQ6. So it's designed for bigger scopes. It has weights on it. I have 2 weights, which are all right for my 10-inch. If you go up to a 12 or 15-inch scope, you may need more weights. Okay, but it comes with 2 anyway. These are tube rings, connect my scope to the mount itself, I have to buy them extra, and a dovetail, they tend to come with the mount. Alright. Bit more about the mount, on-off switch. Okay. These are clutches, so you have your clutch that moves it this way, okay, and you have your clutch that will move it that way as well. But when these are engaged, the motor will move them, not yourself. Okay, but you can use them manually if you want to. So this bit here is the latitude. So we're at 51 degrees latitude because we're in the UK. Okay, so I would set that to 51. It's not going to be accurate, highly accurate. That's where these things here come in. You would line them up with these things as you go, make it more accurate, get the alignment. I would suggest you never use these with the scope on or the weights, okay? Just because these bend, they're very weak. So don't put any of this on. Line it up first with these before you put your scope and your weights on. This is my controller. This is what I would use to direct my mount to where I want to go to in the stars, in the sky. I don't actually use this now. I actually connect this one direct to my laptop and use a piece of software called EQ Mod. You can find that on YouTube. You'll probably find a link on my website. That actually interacts with a software called Stellarium, which is like a planetarium for your computer. So you can put it on and you can see what all the stars are in the sky and where they are, and change your location so you can see what America is seeing, for instance, on your screen in a virtual form. But you can also use it for tracking, so I can actually click on a star in that program and my telescope will go to where it is in that program. It's just got a lot more information. I can download updated data to it and it's easier to use for me. But you don't need to, you can use this. This one runs on a car battery usually, that's what I used to use, and you'd use cables such as these, connect them up, you get your cigarette lighter socket, cigarette thing goes in the end, plug it in, off you go. Yeah. I now actually have a power supply, an AC power supply, which I bought, which does the job for me. Okay, so I don't really need a battery now unless I'm out in the field. If I'm out in the back garden, I'll plug it into the mains. Moving on, we have some accessories now. Okay, so accessory one is going to be this thing. Okay, for astrophotography is what you need. They come apart, so I'll unscrew that one. That bit connects into your camera, okay, like your lens would, but instead use that. You then connect that one onto it. That will then go into your scope, and now you're photographing straight onto the sensor of your camera. Okay, this becomes your lens, so you now have a 1200mm lens in your scope. All right. You can also use this for eyepiece projection. So an eyepiece which sits in that one, I believe. No, sorry, one way down. That one there will sit in there. Okay, that then connects onto where this one would be. So connect that one on like that. That now connects to your camera, so you've got an eyepiece in between you, and you slot that in, and again, in it goes. Yeah. Alright, but if you've got a big eyepiece like this, won't work. I have to invest somehow in getting a new one that's bigger. That would take this eyepiece. And eyepiece projection is a bit difficult about getting focus. It's quite hard work, but you can get some great results from it. So yeah, that just really magnifies it. That becomes your lens, and that gives you different magnification on your camera. These Skywatchers actually come with their own connector as well. So as long as you've got this bit, you can actually connect directly onto this. You take this bit off, and this one connects on. All right. So yeah. But these are quite expensive. It's about 30 quid for that, 30 quid for that. So it's a lot of money for something that's just metal. But because of the nature of the business we're in, it's not a popular hobby as other things are. So it can cost you more for your equipment. This and this one are your eyepieces that come with my Skywatcher. Okay, it's a 10mm and a 25mm. Fine, they're okay. Good for use, yeah, for general use. I got on well with them. But yeah, they're just your basic bog standard come with them. I invested in a set of Vixen NPL eyepieces. Okay, so I have my 10mm, it's got quite a little pinhole hole in it, yeah, to look through. My 6mm, which again I got an even smaller hole. All right, that's for moon really, mainly. And then my lovely 30mm, which is a great eyepiece. Yeah, I like that eyepiece. I use this one a lot. They're about 30 quid each, 30 to 40 quid. Good investment. Okay, if you're going to buy anything for your telescope, eyepieces is the way to go. You can't beat them. I was quite amazed at the difference it made from those to these. And actually, when I bought my scope, I actually bought a 15mm Omni Celestron eyepiece, and that was a lot brighter than these. It shows you how much difference they make. And you can go up to 500, 700 quid for an eyepiece. I wouldn't recommend it unless you've got money to burn, but you know, they're out there. So it's all about the glass and the quality. Next thing is a Barlow lens, okay? It's a magnification lens basically, 2 times. You can get 2 times, 3 times and 4 times lenses. You could stack them, you could have 2 on 2 on 2. So what's that, 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times magnification. But you lose light, okay? The more glass you put in front of what you're trying to view, the less brighter it becomes and the less detail you gather, alright? And you can get other image distortion as well. If the glass isn't that great, you can get all their problems multiplying down the tube, and you just get a really bad image. So yeah, I don't recommend stacking, okay? But yeah, 2 times Barlow, quite good. Turns a 30mm eyepiece into 15mm. So now you're asking, how do we work out how much I can see? Right, so this is, like I say, 1200mm telescope. If I put a 10mm eyepiece in there, this becomes 120 times zoom, okay, or magnification. You divide 1200 by the eyepiece millimeters, you get your magnification, okay. As I said in my post on the internet, magnification is not everything, okay. The main thing you want to look at is your aperture, okay, this bit here. The bigger this is, the more light you can draw in, the fainter the objects you can see, okay? It's all about getting light in. You want to get light into your tube, alright? Magnification is great, but there's only a certain amount of magnification you can use from the planet because you get something called seeing in the sky, think of a road, think of a heat haze off the road, and now think of that in the sky. That's what you get. The more magnification you use, the more prominent that becomes, and the more movement you get in the what you're trying to view. Right. So yeah, magnification is not everything. So all these department store scopes that give you 520 magnification, whatever, don't buy them. Go and get yourself a 90 quid, 100 quid Skywatcher refractor, 80mm, and you'll be much happier with that. Alright, it's just not worth the investment. And only what, they're about 60 quid for a department store scope. You might as well get a Skywatcher. Last but not least, my kilometre, okay, or culminator, or whatever how they pronounce it. This is a Cheshire one. This is a manual one. Got a crosshair in it. Stick it in, line the mirrors up together with this. Yeah, and this one's a laser one. Just a little bit easier to use. All right. So you turn your laser on. So yeah, that goes in there. Then that will bounce the light in this one, hit this mirror, and come back out. Okay. If it's lined up, just turn it off a minute. If it's lined up, it will come out of here and line right in the middle of that thing. Okay. If it's not, if it's over there, you need to adjust your primary. But before you adjust the primary, we would adjust the secondary. Okay. So you put that in there. Your laser light would hit it, and there'd be a little circle in the middle of your primary mirror. Okay. You want to get that laser beam in that circle. Check it on a roof first. Make sure the laser's not coming out and hitting, missing the mirror. All right. If it does, you don't want to be looking down the scope. Okay. So you just want to adjust this and you line it up. But I'll do a video on that later on to discuss culminating. Yeah, cool. Each time I press the button. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope this was informative. Hope you got some information from it. Any questions, please fire me an email at marshall@astrophotography.com or put a comment on my website and I will get back to you regarding it. Enjoy your night skies. I'm going out now to enjoy those skies. Have some pictures for you. Enjoy. Bye.